Hey, happy Whiskey Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back to the Mash and Drum Whiskey Room on a very beautiful Whiskey Wednesday night. How are you guys doing? We have a very big, we have a very big night tonight. Not only are we going to be tasting through the new Jack Daniel's Age series, but we have the new Redbreast. We have the Knob Creek Masters blended special blend edition that we're going to be trying. What else? Yeah, my Drum Key Rye is here. It's dropping this Friday. Excited about that. So, yeah, it's been a weird week. I'll just say that. Yeah, we lost Chuck Norris. That sucked. Yeah, I got a couple of nasty messages about Drum Key this week. I got my stag video apparently causing all sorts of turmoil. What is happening? I'm never reviewing a stag again, honestly. Oh God, it's been nuts the last few days. Anyway, we're gonna power through and have some fun tonight. So welcome in to all you people here. What is going on? Manny Villanueva, what's going on? Nice to see you, man. So I have a whole Chuck Norris thing we're gonna do tonight. So don't worry about that. We have a whole top 10, not even a top 5. We have a top 10 Chuck Norris one-liners that I saw. So yeah, we're going to go through everything. It'll be a lot of fun. Let's start by saying hi to some folks. We got the Bourbon Coach here, Nathan Jurgensen, Green River Decanter in the Glen, Rip. Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with Green River in the future. This is a strong lineup. Excited to hear thoughts. 96 million, man. What is going on, man? We got Leopold Stotch. 711 is here. Hoping that the new JDs, when they come out. DSL 5520, interested about KC Blenders. Not heard of it before. Yes, it is a new product release. And thanks to my buddy Darren for finding that bottle and sending it out so quickly. Gas for 911 is here. We got Kanish 702. What's going on, Vegas? Little Barry is here. We got Diego. Road Dog is here. Josh Fritzy is here. What's going on, Fritz? Tim Romero in the house. We got Travis Robeson with his Must Be Nice. Love it, man. Randall the Express Erickson. What's going on, partner? Nice to see you, buddy. Waiting for my M&J Silver Springs. Yes. John Legalbo is here. Got Warren Smith. Bourbon Dan becoming a new YouTube member. Welcome in, buddy. My Bourbon Buddy is here. Found a single Rick CNF in the wild. Now it's in the Glen. Damn. In the wild? Just sitting around? Wow. Well, I'm a little jealous of that. I could drink that forever. That thing is so good. Yeah, Tim Jurgensen. We got Dr. Spettis here. Let's see. T. Kenny, Jeep Man. 4-Leaf Whiskey. What's going on, Stacy? Had a very fun blind tasting with Stacy on Sunday. If you guys want to go check that out on her channel on 4-Leaf Whiskey, go check that out. That was a lot of fun. Always sending bangers. James Morgan is here. Rees Mash. Justin Jenkins. Mrs. EJ is here. Let's see who else. We got Funky Frankie 1. Love the stag review, sipping on some Dark Arts Empyrean, followed by good old GTS 24. Very nice. William Wiley, how you doing, man? What's going on in Georgia? A-Brod is there. Bo's Wine Guy. GW Gamel, who's ready to finish last. This guy. We'll see how you do tonight. Joe the Sample Guy is here. Mauricio Pastenis here as always. Let's get Shelby Strunk, I think, is here. Hey, what's going on, man? Haven't seen you in a while. Shelby, thank you for my new double bass pedal. I just got it in the mail yesterday, so I'm trying to dial that thing in a little bit. Joe the Sample Guy is here. Poor Putter. Isaac C. Aaron Howard. KC Blenders with a Liga Privada number 9. Oh, that sounds good if the oak holds up. We'll see how that goes. Dev89 or Dev89 in. Cheers, excited to hear about these new jacks. Yeah, me too. All right, and I'm gonna wait. I missed one super chat already. Robert Schemmer, happy Whiskey Wednesday night, everyone. Jason, top 5 idea, top 5 Chuck Norris movies. Yeah, we'll definitely get into top 5 Chuck Norris. So, yeah, I basically wrecked secondary on 25D, which I don't know. The Bourbon Junkies put out a great video on it. So between them and I forgot what other channel did a review on it that I watched. And then there was a couple of friends of mine that said how good the 25D was. So I got a bottle and did a review. So I felt like it was out there already, but apparently not. And apparently the review that I did, everyone was like, thanks, Jay. You just made the secondary on Stag 25D go up like $60. So I'm sorry. I'm never going to do a fucking Stag review again. It's ridiculous. What's up, Kanish? Let's see. Cookie Butter Crunch in the Glen. Cuban Monte Cristo with JD14. The Walleye Run pick is so delicious. Yeah, how good is that, Irving Larry? That Walleye Run pick is no joke. Let's see. I see Danville Bourbon. EMC is here. DMC Keller, and a bunch more people come in. All right, now I'm scrolling to the bottom. But everyone actually trusts your opinion. Thankfully, I have 3 bottles before you drop the review. I'm glad I got the 25D before the review. Yeah, just a really good stag. I mean, it's very good. I mean, it's not gonna. It's incredible because like I'll say something is really good, and then it's like, and I got some of these comments, you know, and obviously these are from people that don't watch my channel. He's bought and paid for. There's no way it's that good. He's bought and paid for. I'm bought and paid for. I literally just said George T. Stagg 2025 is hot trash in the same video. You think I'm bought and paid for? Yeah, no. You haven't watched my channel. I bet you pissed off all the flippers too that are trying to move the 2025. Yeah, that's the flip side of it, Devin. But I actually got more people in the comments that agreed with me versus the people that defended George C. Stagg 2025. I did get a couple people that, they weren't like mad or pissed off about it. They were just like, kind of describing their experience with 2025. And, totally respect that. Everyone, to each their own with their own palate. And that's what it's about. So somebody did suggest I put some water in it and, see if it opens up. I did do that. And, it did improve it. It did improve it quite a bit, but it's still not enough for me to be like, that's the batch everybody needs. You know what I mean? So I can attest 25 GTS is a little wet, says JD Fritches. Blind S 12, 15, 22A, and 25D. That might be fun. I enjoyed the 25D review. I do have a 25A, and that's pretty good too. Also, people mentioned 25B being really good. So I don't know if you guys in the chat tried 25B. Let me know if you have, and we'll see how it is. The Master Drum, that's okay, Jason. I still love you. I appreciate it, man. All right, so real quick tonight, I did want to start out with this. This is a pick that I was able to help on. And I want to give a big shout out to the Rust Belt Bourbon Society up in Cleveland. Ben Northeim, who invited me to this pick. I happened to walk into High Bank one day, and I was there for an event that never happened. Apparently, I didn't get the memo. So luckily, I met a great group of guys. They invited me to do a pick a few weeks later, and this is what ended up turning out. And we named it F This Is Good. That's because I think either I said it or somebody else said it. But this is probably one of, if not the best Whiskey War double that I've tried. So I forgot how good this was. But if you guys are watching, anybody from the Rust Belt Bourbon Society, cheers, guys. Thanks for making me, thanks for letting me be a part of the pick. I really enjoyed the time with you guys. And yeah, hopefully we do it again. Yeah, it's still rye forward, which is what I like about the Whiskey War profile. However, this one just brings in so much dark, rich flavors. I mean, it's like brown sugar, chocolate, and I feel like there's a slight hint of a dark fruit note in there. I'm not really sure I can place it, but the barrel char note is really beautiful here. It's not overpowering. Absolutely love it. Rusty Belt Zipper is Travis Robeson. Oh man. Dave Arizona says, I have a 25B. It's really good. Okay, that might be another one I have to seek out. I'm not going to do a review on it. 25B is my favorite of the 4 batches. So somebody else. So Get Sauced, you're not the only person that told me that. So that's another batch I might have to seek out, but I'm not doing a review on it. Nope. I'll just drink it on my own and I will test it myself. Oh man. What else is going on, guys? Let's go, says Bourbon Lover. Do a review of the 25B for the haters. Yeah, and also the texture on this is just beautiful. The double oaked, the double oak process that whiskey that High Bank does, it's just too good. So cheers to Whiskey War from High Bank right here in Columbus. And again, thanks to the Rust Belt Whiskey Bourbon Society for inviting me along. This is really good. I think these are all gone. So if any of you guys watching got one of these, got a damn good pick. Man, the finish just still goes on this. I love it. So yeah, tonight, like I said, I got a box in the mail today. I got the 3 Jacks. No bottles this year. Last year they surprised me because they sent an actual bottle of Jack Daniel's 14, which I got. I'm always transparent with you guys. I did tell you that Whiskey Ward is absolutely killer. Says Angry Irish Matt. Yeah, it's really good. 25D has been out for a while. Don't worry about it. Yeah, well, at least people on secondary don't care about that. So yeah, I got a batch. So batch 2 of the 14 year. Are we all the way up to batch 5 of the 10 year? Batch 5 of the 10 year and batch 4 of the 12 year. So the 10 year, I don't think has ever really impressed me. Batch 12, loved the first batch, didn't really like the second batch, dug last year's batch, and the 14 last year was killer. Now, so we have a little bit of a proof drop in the 14 year this year, down to 117.4. So we'll test it. I have a bottle of the 12 year from last year, and obviously the 14. We'll test it against these here in a little bit. But first, I do want to get into this new Knob Creek. And my buddy Jeff had told me that I need to pour it ahead of time and let it open up and get a really heavy char note in this. So let's show you guys. Let's get the old bottle cam out. So there it is, the Knob Creek Blenders Edition. Nice looking bottle. As you see, the proof 106, so it's not going to be super proof heavy, but it just says sweet bourbon blend on the side. That's all it says. Not really, it's non-age stated, but I would imagine these are, 8, 9-ish year barrels like most Knob Creek stuff. So that is the Knob Creek Blenders Edition. Have you tried the Sazerac Foolproof? Says DC Keller 51. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that one. I think the Sazerac Foolproof is one of my favorite new products that Buffalo Trace has put out, which is really cool. It's very pleasant, not very complex, but great mouthfeel and nice long finish. Okay. And the box they came in last year. Hope it's still available. It says 10 years on the blender. Does it say 10? Sorry if I missed that. 10. Oh, it does. Man, it's tiny. 10 years. My freaking eyes, guys. Right there. Hold on. Let that focus in. Right there below where it says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, aged 10 years. All right. So I said it was probably 8, 9. It's actually 10 years. Perfect. Okay. I wonder why they put the age statement so small. I mean, usually Jim Beam is like everybody should read the age statement. Okay. Oh, it smells like Beam. Wow, does it smell like Beam? Yeah, I think I do get a lot of the barrel char in here a little bit. I don't mind it, but there is some. It is a pretty sweet nose. I mean, not the most complex thing in the world, like somebody had mentioned. I mean, it's vanilla, it's caramel, a little bit of like a there is like a brown butter note in here, which is kind of interesting. It's in dog ears. Oh man. 10 is the kind of statement you think they yell about. Yeah, Jason Coates, that's my point. They put an H statement on everything else, but they put the 10 tiny in here. Yeah, I actually really my favorite note on here is like this really like this beautiful like brown butter note. And when you cook brown butter and or when you're cooking butter enough and it starts turning brown, it gets that nuttiness too. But with Knob Creek, you usually just get the nuttiness. You don't get like that buttery sweetness to go along with it. That's like borderline brown sugar, but it just stays like a brown butter. Compared to the Eagle 10 year. All right, let's give this a try. Get a lot of the same on the palate. Ooh. You know, it does have a nice texture for 106 proof. Nice texture, brown butter all day long. Light caramel. It's like borderline Cracker Jacks. It's like Cracker Jacks with just a bunch of butter poured on top. It's sweet, maybe some sugar too. It's sweet. It's a little bit nutty, but I think it's more sweet than nutty. Like, you know, when you generally get that flavor profile from Jim Beam, which I like, provides a better balance, you know, against the nuttiness. It does have a decent finish, even coming off the high bank we just had. Yeah, this is kind of nice. Yeah, the finish comes in late. It kind of falls off and then it comes back. So it's like sweet butter, caramel, maybe like that toffee Cracker Jack, and then it drops and then it slightly edges back up again. Just it comes back and provides a nice little spice. That's when like those typical cinnamon red hot type of notes that you get from Jim Beam come in. This is kind of cool. This is a nice, just buttery, sweet version of Knob Creek. This is what you now again, if you guys are strictly, you know, proof hounds, I don't know if this will do it for you. Excuse me, but I really do like the flavor profile here. I mean, for $38-40 for this bottle, it's nice. It's a different take on Knob Creek. There's more going on than the regular Knob Creek 9-year, but maybe not as like much punch and darkness as like a 9-year single barrel or one of the, you know, newer single barrels that are out there. It's a nice kind of in betweener. And there was a time, and when you think back like 2-3 years ago, I mean, there were so many different Knob Creeks releasing. I mean, think about it. They had that Knob Creek cast strength Knob Creek cast strength rye, but they had the Knob Creek quarter cask. I think I have a bunch of them up there. There was just all these different Knob Creeks that hit, and then that kind of stopped with the introduction of some of the higher age Knob Creeks. But then now we have this, which is kind of cool. Yeah, you can crush this. This is sweet. There's nothing wrong with this at all. This is nice. There's no off flavors. There's nothing youthful about it. I mean, it is 10 years old. It's got the beam profile. It just amps up the sweetness a little bit, gives you some barrel char. This is like for $38. That's a great pour. Great job from Jim Beam on this one. I dig this one. Yeah, this is way better than the bourbon rye blend they tried. That one was okay. Some people hated it. I didn't think it was like terrible, but I also didn't think it was good. I think this is a better release than that one. KC Blenders, Russell Reserve 10 or Eagle Rare. I mean, those are very, very different profiles. It's just going to depend on what you like, honestly. I think this might have a better finish than the usual Russell's Reserve 10s, but I think Eagle Rare will probably still be more of a fan favorite because I do think it's sweeter than this. Well, let's not say sweeter. I think it's a different sweet. That's more of the cherry, almost grapey type of aspect that people really like. This is more brown butter, sugar, that type of sweetness. So whichever one you like, they'll be pretty different. Looking for a Knob Creek 12 cast strength coming out again. There goes secondary now for that knob. Yeah, other SKU from Jim Beam. Yeah, another SKU from Jim Beam. This is what we needed. Another freaking SKU. I definitely didn't love the Barai. Yep. Proof feels lighter than 106. Yeah, I think the more you sip it, it definitely feels that way. But again, this is just a very, very crushable bourbon. Again, I know someone in the chat was having a cigar with this. This might be a nice juxtaposition between, like a medium to bold cigar with something that's very light and sweet, can kind of hold up. That might be kind of nice. That 2001 Casey bottle from a few years ago, I thought was good. Yeah, I actually have one of those. I still have one of the old 25th anniversaries of Knob Creek, the single barrels that were launched. I never opened that. I still have one of those laying around somewhere. Yeah, so many different Knob Creeks that there were. But yeah, this is nice. $38. I mean, if you just want something sweet, this is probably good in a cocktail too, to be honest. I just think it's got a lot of good texture, a lot of good body to hold up in a cocktail. But even if you want to sip it neat, this is good. I dig it. Again, it's not going to blow you away, guys. It's nothing that you want to overpay for. But if you come across it and you're a fan of the beam profile, that's a nice little ad. Some interesting options under 50 in 2026, sign of the times. Jason, have you cracked that fault line yet? Says Brone51. I have not cracked the fault line yet. I did taste a sample of it, which is why I bought it. The sample was so fantastic. I'm like, where can I get a bottle of this? That's why I sought one out. So I know what it tastes like. I know how good it is. But yeah, it's delicious. That is fault line. That's number one. That's barrel one. I do know, I think barrel 3 is also very good, or 4. I forgot which one that Nathan had suggested. I'm like, I don't know if I could seek another one of these out, but I might. They're really good. Batch product with flavor guide on the side, going to change batch to batch. Well, so yeah, interestingly enough, that's kind of the cool thing. Blended to highlight, what does that say? Highlight sweet flavors, showcasing depth and character. And then, yeah, compared to the round, okay, butter, bourbon. Oh, yeah, there's the flavor wheel. Interesting. Okay. I guess I kind of agree with it. Sort of. I don't think it's as in depth as that, but so this says sweet bourbon blend, which I'm guessing if they come out with more of these, we'll have a different. Maybe we'll get a spicy bourbon blend, or we'll get a, I don't know. I don't know what else. What else could they do? A finished bourbon blend. I'm sure there's going to be different profiles that they could kind of wrap into that one. Yep. Batch one fault line was my bourbon of the year 2025. I bought a backup, says Nathaniel Essex. Okay. My wife loved that KC, says Jason Watson. So it's definitely on the sweeter side. Any plans to review EC15? I'm stoked for that. Yeah, Spiteful Bum. I am just waiting for my sample bottle from Heaven Hill. So as soon as I get it, I'm hoping to get it tomorrow. If not, maybe Friday. And as soon as I get it, I'll turn the camera on and do a quick review. I want to try that before I buy it. Hey, Jason, what are your daily drinkers these days? Just had some Wild Turkey 101 and the flavor was so off, says Funky Frankie. Yeah, I mean, Funky Frankie, I have to say, I've kind of, I hate to say it, and maybe it's just my palate. Wild Turkey 101 used to be my go-to, but since the palate at least got a little sweeter for me, I've moved on to just drinking Russell's Reserve single barrels as my daily. Those are my dailies because I have so many. And even the shelfers are really good. So those are that's still my daily go-to is Russell Reserve single barrels. And if I don't have one of those laying around, I'll probably drink Heaven Hill Bottle and Bond. This might sound weird, but sometimes I reach for Maker's Mark 46 cast strength just to sip on, just as a kind of a quick sipper. Four Roses Private Selects, I'll grab too. Even the new 100 proof Four Roses batches, I enjoy those, especially the OESO, the kind of the fruit forward one. So there's definitely some stuff there that I dig. Yeah, I think those would be kind of more my daily sippers. I think Eagle Rare, I don't reach for a lot. I reach for Eagle Rare when people come over because people love Eagle Rare. So when I have friends and family over, I bring out a bunch of Eagle Rare, and that's normally when I drink it. And I kind of always forget how good Eagle Rare is. I do really love Eagle Rare. Honestly, it might be my favorite Buffalo Trace, just like everyday product. I really do like it, but I really do like that Sazerac Foolproof Rye. That thing is good. It always tastes like grass to me. Maker's Mark 46 cast strength. Yeah, I mean, and that's what, and I know what you're talking about, Tim, because I feel like I get that in Makers, but for some reason that one doesn't really bother me too much. Eagle Rare is a goat party bottle. Oakley is really Jason's everyday, the cologne. There it is, Buffalo Love. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I'm such a shill for Buffalo Trace. They send me everything, guys. They send me so much whiskey. You know, the more I try this Knob Creek, the more I like it. That's good stuff. All right. Let's do a quick What's on the Shelf Wednesday, and then we'll get into the Jacks. All right, here we go, guys. Now, this is a more of a pricey What's on the Shelf Wednesday bottle. This is $109, but I saw this new Redbreast muscatel wine cask chilling out on the shelf, about 6-7 bottles deep, and I decided, you know what? It's just coming off of St. Patty's Day. Let's try it. Now, in terms of these Redbreast finishes, ooh. The PX has been my favorite. The port, not so much. The American oak one, not so much. But that PX Redbreast was delicious. So I wanted to try this one with you guys. Ooh, that is sweet. I dig it. The Missouri oak is fantastic. Ernest Peacock did not try the Missouri oak. Let's go Irish. Found 2 cases of 25 stags for $88 each. Damn, dude. Sky Kids killing it. That's awesome, man. 4 Leaf jumps in. The port was meh. PX Redbreast is so good. What's up, Mojo? Nice to see you, man. So I'm trying to see if I can. I don't think these are age stated at all, unfortunately. And it's got that weird like glare on it. Okay. Triple distilled and matured in the finest oak casks. There you go. Proof on this isn't too high. You're looking at 46% ABV. Muscatel, triple distilled, wine cask, Muscatel. All right. Let's give it a go. Redbreast Lustau, man. That's still a favorite. But I tell you what, Stacy gave me a Redbreast 10 cast strength. That is, I think Stacy said it's only available overseas. Holy crap. That's one of the best Redbreast products I've ever tried. It was so good. It's NAS, but around 8 to 12 years. Thank you, Stacy. See, Stacy's in the chat. That's why I broke this thing out. All right, let's get into this here. Do a side-by-side of old packaging, Redbreast 12 and new. William, I think I did that a long time ago. And yeah, I was not like the new ones don't even hold up to the old ones. The old ones were so good. Night and day. Yeah, you're right, man. Night and day. Big Vic is here. Hey, Jason, that's nice. You have a RC Glen. Do I? Oh my God, it is a rare character, Glen. Where did I get this? Don't tell anybody. Man, this is sweet. This is as like apple, pear, grape, cotton candy. Still get that Irish pot still. You know, a little bit of like that sugar cookie. Let's give it a try. Jason, did you like the Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Heritage Edition from last year? I did, Ken Davis. Wow. That really, I don't know if it's just coming because I'm coming off the Knob Creek. Hold on. It's like a liquid. It's like a liquid lollipop. It is so sweet, but it's actually got a nice little mouthfeel to it for such a low proof. But this is just Like take like a lollipop that's just flavored of just stone fruit and just holy crap. That's what it that's what it tastes to me like. Yeah, I think Jack Daniels easily had probably one of the best years last year. They killed it last year with all their releases. Oh yeah, Reed's Mash. Yeah, not only did we try at Silver Springs Rye, but Mash and Journey, we picked a single barrel of it. Wow, it's so like grapey delicious. It's like a cross between like an apple, pear, like tangerine, grape, Jolly Rancher. Yeah, I mean, new riff behind Silver, Silver Springs. New riff behind Silver Springs. I think the new riff. Well, that's kind of a funny question because new riff distills Silver Springs, so it's kind of a. I trust if you tip the bottle upside down, you get a lot of fruity neck pours. Excited to see. Okay, heard rumor. I get orange and butterscotch on. Yeah, orange. The orange for me is very prevalent for leaf whiskey, and maybe it's that like buttery note that I'm getting too. That's giving me that texture that I dig this a lot. I mean, it's on the sweeter side. This isn't anything. All right, here's the thing. If you love Redbreast Lustau, I feel like this might be another nice little one to put next to it because it's got that sweetness to it. Yeah, New Riff makes the Silver Springs mash bill. So New Riff, so like New Riff versus Silver Springs, it's kind of I know it's a different mash bill, but I would actually put the New Riff malted rye closer to the Silver Springs than their regular rye. But if I had to choose one, I'd probably lean towards Silver Springs right now. The malted ryes are really good. But some of the single barrel new malted ryes that are coming out are really incredible. We got to pick one. There's some really, really good barrels out there. But as far as an overall profile from what I've had consistently, I do like the Silver Springs. Yeah, William. Yeah, we I picked one. We've gotten to try a couple barrels of the so we tried 5 barrels that day when we picked a 6-year malted rye, and then somebody had given me a pick that they did with another group, and I actually think it was whose group was that? Oh yeah, I think it was SLB's pick. I got to try their barrel, which was really good too. The proofs came in at pretty high. They were like at 120, 120. I think ours was like 123, 122, something like that. They got pretty high. Yeah, this is pear, tangerine. I could see butterscotch. Not much of a finish. That's the only dig I can give it, but this is just a very sweet, but also very mouth coating Irish whiskey. It's good. It's $109, $110. Is it $110 good? No, I wish this was like a $70, $75 bottle because it really doesn't have a finish. But Irish whiskey is just kind of priced high right now, unfortunately. So yeah. Did you ever crack open that Party Source pickup from the New Riff Day? Mitchell McKee. No, I have not tried that yet, Mitchell. Did not. Top Jimmy with the 10 gifted Mash and Drum memberships. Thank you so much, man. If you got a Mash and Drum membership, go ahead and thank Top Jimmy. When is the last time you hit that Elijah Craig 13-year, 7-month? It's been a while. I actually have it sitting right over there. It's been a while. I tried the Fault Line third release. I felt it was very tannic. I was hoping there was a little more sweetness, but 19-year-old MGP at cask strength. What makes the novelty of that bottle? Yep. Can't see I've seen that for third. Or I can't say I've tried that one. It was the pick from it was the Bourbon Jerk Whiskey Weather pick. Sorry, it was not SLB. Well, actually, that's right. We saw SLB's barrel when they were there. SLB had already picked a barrel, I think, the day before. So we saw whiskey. Yeah, we had Whiskey Weather's pick and the Bourbon Jerks pick. That's what it was. Thanks, Top Jimmy, for the clarification. Only won the membership one time, and YouTube said I didn't have the feature activated, of course. All right. So that's pretty good. I would say you have to really like sweet Irish whiskeys in order to grab that bottle. Let me throw it in front of the bottle cam in case anybody missed it. There it is. Redbreast, single pot still, muscatel. This is a very bright label. Plus the lighting doesn't really help. But it's got a nice blue label to it. It's good. This will be one that I share, so that's going to be a very crushable bottle there. So, all right, let's get this set up. I need to get into these jacks real quick because then we have our special guest judge coming on tonight. And I only have two of the ones to compare to. So this is the batch 4. Okay, that's the 12. This is the 14. And this should be the 10 year. Yeah, batch 5 of the 10. Okay. So batch 10, again, comes in at 98 proof. Or the 10 year, I should say, not batch 10. The 12 year, batch 4, comes in at 107, like it usually does. Good colors on these, I will say that. And batch 14, I think I mentioned, not batch 14. Jack 14 for 2026. Batch 2 comes in at 117.4 proof. So let's get this one poured too. Now, I have these up front. Kind of line these up here. I have last year's 12, which I really liked. I'm going to pour that for comparison. And then I don't have much 14 left, but let's pour for comparison. That's why we keep some of this stuff, just for comparison. Okay. Jason, have you tried the old Swagger releases? Are they worth the price? The bottles and the tube are amazing, though. Oh, yeah, the bottles are beautiful in those old Swaggers. I've had 2 that I've really liked, and I have 1 that I hated. So I think they're going to be a little hit and miss, Sanj. A few weeks ago, my wife picked up a 375 milliliter 10-year wheated bourbon at New Rip Distillery when she picked up my Silver Grove bottles. Oh, very nice. That's cool. JD12 Batch 3 was a good one. Definitely interested to hear how Batch 4 compares. Jason, I shared my JD14 so much it's gone, says Big Vic. Yeah. I mean, that's what I did with the Jack, with the 14. It's kind of gone. So, all right, guys, let's dive into these. And actually, I'm going to let these open up. And real quick, I just want to run through some news. There's not much news, so this isn't going to take very long. But I want to let these samples open up just a little bit. Speaking of Buffalo Trace, it looks like they are coming out with the next iteration of Daniel Weller. This is made with another ancient wheat. And it's kind of funny because we talked about this last week. Daniel Weller Spelt wheat is the next iteration, the second edition in its experimental Daniel Weller bourbon series. The 10-year-old bourbon is bottled at 94 proof, will be available in limited quantities for $549.99. Now, remember, the first one was Emmer wheat, which was very fruit forward. It drank how it drank. It wasn't too bad, but it was also very tame and just very kind of flat. Now, spelt, it was actually, we talked about a grain that was used here in Ohio when I first got to Ohio, and I found out that Watershed was using it in some of their bourbons. I don't think they use it anymore, but according to Buffalo Trace, the whiskey opens with aromas of freshly baked cookies, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, fresh fruit, leather, and tones of butterscotch. The palate, okay, I'm not going to read all that. So yeah, there you go. The spelt is alive at Buffalo Trace. There you go. And as we're tasting here, you guys, now here's the difference this year with the Jack Daniel's releases. So Jack Daniel's has released his 2026 age series, 10, 12, and 14 years. The release, okay, yeah, we know, 12. Bottles are limited quantities this month with suggested retail prices, $150 for the 14 year, $100 for the 12 year, and $90 for the 10 year, all in 700 milliliter bottle format. Now, for the first time, the distillery is also offering access to an online sweepstakes tied to the White Rabbit Bottle Shop. Winners can purchase a designated bottle in person at the Lynchburg retailer. Entries are open through April 7th, with purchase deadline set for June 12th. So you can go to the website, click on the online sweepstakes. You have until April 7th to fill it out. And if you win, you have until June 12th to go pick up your bottles. So there you go. So good luck if anybody wants to do that. What else do we have? I think that was actually it. No big news on the front of Uncle Nearest. Only that the judge officially, or I should say the was it the receiver? Let's see. Oh no, the judge. The judge rejected Uncle Nearest's bankruptcy filing as $100 million lawsuit heats up in court. So yeah. So Fawn Weaver, she came in kind of hot, and she was like,
I declare bankruptcy!
And the judge basically said this.
So you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
And that's basically what went down. So there's your news update for Uncle Nearest. Oh man, there you go. So we'll see we'll keep an eye on what happens with that. But yeah, not much going on. Didn't really hear a lot of updates. But that is about it. Okay. New labels that we see. So new labels that are out, or that was on the TTB. Not too many, but I'm gonna just pop this one up here. Four Roses Experimental Series, Mizunara Cask Finish. It looks like Four Roses coming out with a Mizunara Cask Finish #1. This is pretty exciting. We've been asking Four Roses to do some finishes, and it looks like we're going to get a Mizunara Cask Finish, which is interesting. I wouldn't really peg that one as like the first finish. Like I feel like we would see. I know people have been talking about maybe Four Roses coming out with a rye, but no, we're going to get a Mizunara finish instead first, which is kind of interesting. And then I think this was the MGP bottle. So MGP Historic Distillery since 1847. It looks like this is going to be releasing Chapter 1 Out of the Shadow, Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Historic Mash Bill, LBSV Mash Bill, Asian Rickhouse G. 10 years, 111 proof. Apparently the price on this is going to be really affordable. So I'm wondering how this goes. It's just kind of funny how they went through all the stuff to change it to Ross and Squibb and Ross and Squibb this and Ross and Squibb that. And they're like, you know what? We're just going to release MGP, Historic Distillery since 1847. So I think that's kind of interesting. And of course, I had to talk about this release because I think someone's been watching the Mash and Drum the last couple of years. It looks like we have a peanut butter and jelly whiskey coming out. Peanut butter whiskey and grape brandy casks called Simply Elegant Spirits. How is this called bourbon? That's what I want to know. I'm just saying, you guys, you're welcome. Everybody's been talking about freaking peanut butter and jelly on this channel. Now we have a whiskey. So there you go. This is definitely not exciting. Such garbage whiskey at near, meme of the week. Oh, we're going to get to the meme of the week. Don't worry. How is it called Simply Elegant? I don't know. I don't know how any of that's called anything other than crap, but all right, here we go. I don't know who that's made by. All right, guys, let's get into these 3 jacks, and then we'll get our guest judge on here, who I'm very excited to bring on. He's already backstage, or she's already backstage. I don't know. We'll see who it is. I made a face. All right, let's get into the 10-year first. Finished in peanut butter whiskey casks and grape casks. Clearly a lunch whiskey, as long as it's not Hershey peanut butter. Oh, now we're saying what kind of peanut butter it is. I see how it works. Okay. Trying to see if there's anything else here. No. Okay, let's get into this. So the 10-year, I always get, a little bit of that banana note, of course. But this is more of a banana bread, which is kind of nice. Like not a really deeply toasted banana bread, but I do get the banana bread note. Cinnamon. Maybe some red apple peel here. It's got some nice barrel barrel influence too. This, I'm trying to remember, but this feels like it's the darkest 10-year that I remember. Let's give it a try, guys. Cheers. I don't know if it was because we were reading that other label, but man, did that come off like peanut butter. Wow. Peanut butter. Chocolate peanut butter. For me on the palate on that one. Chocolate, peanut butter, a little spice, some black pepper there on the back end. Wow. Yeah, the Jack Daniels influence is obviously just runs all through this. The banana bread note is there. Little, I would say a very small touch of molasses. I don't think it's super dark. Obviously, it's a little bit lighter on the palate that I would like, being only 97 proof. But, I don't mind the flavor profile. It's actually, I kind of like that peanut butteriness it has. Because like Old Number 7, I get like straight up trail mix with banana chips. The trail mix that comes with the peanuts, banana chips, and like the M&Ms that you get. Like that's what Old Number 7 reminds me of. I can't get it out of my head whenever I taste it. This to me just feels more like, God, it's like peanut butter with barrel char. Didn't BK do? Yes, Barrel King did do something with peanut butter cast recently. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty solid. I don't remember the other 10 years really being that great. I kind of dig this one. I don't know. I just kind of like that peanut butter now. It's just different. All right. Let's go to the 12-year. Actually, let me get some water. I haven't taken any water yet. Who's excited for baseball season starting up? I am. My Mets start tomorrow. Yankees are playing tonight. I think they're already beating the shit out of San Francisco, so that's always fun. All right, so here's the 12-year. Now, the 12-year is the one that I tend to actually gravitate towards more, like more as a, not an everyday pour. Obviously, Jack Daniel's 12-year isn't an everyday whiskey, but I feel like 12 is just more in my wheelhouse for like a palate I like because it's got that butterscotchy note I really love. Let's see if it's here. Not really. I'm going to compare it to last year's here. Oh, man, the last year's is so butterscotchy. This one kind of lost that. That's unfortunate. Wow, the noses are so different. Oh my gosh, this is like buttery, like butterscotchy, maple. It's like a Werther's candy on the nose on that. And this comes off as way more spice driven. So this 12-year is barrel spice. It almost comes off a little, it's earthy. I feel like I'm getting more of the rye spice here, which is interesting. More of like a like candied ginger. It's got a little spice to it. All right, let's give it a try. Very brown sugary on the palate. It comes off more like a ginger snap cookie as well on the palate. I think it's actually a little bit more maple than butterscotch. I do think there's some maple sweetness there. It's got maybe it's like a gingerbread type of note versus maybe that's what it is because I'm getting like ginger like candy ginger on the nose. This is maybe more of a ginger snap cookie or gingerbread cookie, I should say. Way more spice driven, cinnamon red hot on the back end, little allspice for sure. A little drying too. The oak and that the way it finishes is very prevalent on the palate too. I mean, you get your sweet flavors here, but it's a very different experience from last year. This is more along the line of batch 2 versus what batch 1 and 3 were. So batch 4 feels like it's going back to 2, which, yeah, it's spicy, man. This is a way more spicier 12-year versus the sweet candy like 12-year from last year. So it's gonna be up to you guys to figure out which one you like better. Yeah, guys, 462 people watching, guys. If you are watching or even ghost watching, please hit the like button below. I really appreciate it. Definitely helps the channel. Appreciate that, guys. Does the 14 start to have the butterscotch? We're about to find out, Donut. Oh yeah, the 12-year last year. That's my jam. I like the 12-year better last year than this year. The 10, though, might be one of the better 10s we've had. Kind of a weird year. Yeah, the 12-year to me it's good. It just doesn't, I wouldn't overpay for it. I don't think it's as good as you have to like these spice-driven aspects of it. And honestly, this is, if I didn't have this butterscotchy one, which you guys know I love that note in whiskey. You guys know that is my favorite. If this never existed, this butterscotch version, I would probably really like that. But versus this, for me personally, I rather have the butterscotchy version, the 1 and 3 versus the 2 and 4 that we have here. So that's kind of the best way I could break it down. If you like the more spice-driven Jack Daniels, if you were a fan of Jack Daniels 12-year batch 2, then you're going to really like 4. But if you liked 1 and 3, that one's going to be more of a, maybe try before you buy if you can. Maybe if you can get a sample pour of it before you try it. Bro, I'll never be able to afford a Stag 25D now. Don't tell me it went up to 350? There's no way I brought the secondary up to 350 on that. Come on. Batch 2 was the worst of the 12 out of the previous 3, says Bourbon Bill. Batch 2 was the worst of the 12 out of the previous 3, says Bourbon Bill. Yeah, I could see that. So, yeah, I definitely murdered secondary. Sorry, like Tony, I already said, I'm like, yeah, I've seen it for 160. I haven't seen it that high. So, Tony, I don't know what secondary you're on, or if you're talking about a local store, but it's up to like 160. So that's what it should be. If it's higher than that, Tony, then walk on by. All right, here's the one everybody wants to know about. It's the 14. This is the 14-year, again, 117.4 proof. Here we go. Going to compare it to last year. Oh. Okay. So one thing they both have. Man, that's so crazy. I feel like I get a little bit of the butterscotch on the 14 now this year. It's definitely sweeter. So the leather tobacco is there. That like dark chocolate cover, like that chocolatey molasses note that was in the 14 last year is also here this year. But again, it's very spice driven. Let's go to the last year's. Oh man, last year's just smells better. You know why? Last year's has like this blackberry syrup vibe to it, which I love. And I'm not really getting that in this year's iteration. This is more leather, tobacco, and spice on this nose. I'm not really picking up the dark fruit, at least not yet. I'm wishing that was there from the 14 year from last year. One more sip. It's good. It doesn't give me that holy shit impression that last year's 14 gave me, though. Again, It's very peppery. It's very spice driven, much like 12 is. I think the sweetness isn't so much dark fruit and molasses. The sweetness comes in by way of again, it's got like this butter toffee note to it, which I think hits the mid palate. The spice goes from front to back. It's got a nice finish to it. It's peppery. It definitely lingers on the palate quite a bit. Your tobacco and leather is there. It definitely shows its age. However, try last year's. Last year's was just a whole, even now with all that oxidation, last year's, it's like blackberry molasses, cigar box, and man, yeah, last year's was better. There's no way around it. Guy, I'm just giving you my honest take here. I don't know. 3 poor decisions. This is hilarious. What's hilarious about it? 9 proof points lower really sucks as Friar Pop. Probably 2 years out if they set back 14 last year. Yeah, 14's better last year. This year is good, but it's not the holy shit whiskey that it was last year. It's the best way I could say it. Jose Hernandez, what's going on? Jason, blend this year's 12 and 14. Blend this year's 12 and 14. I guess I could do that real quick, but let me just take one more sip of each here. 3 poor decisions. This is hilarious. What's hilarious? Yeah, it's the 14 just isn't up to what the 14 was last year. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's good. I don't think it's up to what last year's was. The 12 year, I like last year's better as well. The 10 year might be the one that actually has improved, I think, so far. So now I'll do a full review of these as we come, as we go further. But in my estimation right now, I think the 10 year was actually a good step up from what we had the last couple of years. But 12 year and the 14 year, I feel like those took a little bit of a step back, I would say. They're still solid, really good Jack Daniels, but there's no way I would overpay for what people are asking for these on secondary. Just no. And I'm sure there's probably some really good Jack Daniels single barrel proofs that could, get to a certain point that get at least close to the 12 year. The 14 year, though, I don't think you're really going to be able to replicate that age note it has. However, at the same time, it doesn't have that blackberry molassesy note that I got last year. So there you go. Are they targeting a 21 year? Yes, they are, Vern Politico. I think we'll see an 18 before 21, but 18 is supposed to be the next one. So yeah, guys, that's my honest take on the new Jacks. There you go. I'll blend this year's 14 and 12. I'll just do equal parts. I'll stick with the long chain molecule, chain like by definition suspended in fluid, says James Morgan. Jason is like the Federal Reserve chairman announcing a rate hike or cut. If it's spicy, I'm in. Yeah, dude, if you like spicy, I actually, out of all 3, I think I still might like the 12 the best. I love the spice of it. I like how spice driven it is. It almost is. It's like this like incense candle. You get all these different like baking spices coming out. It's really cool. What's up, Matt Carter? Yeah, the blend is good, but it just doesn't. The blend kills the spice that was in both of them. It kills the spice. I rather have 12 or 14 on its own than the blend. Nathan says, I didn't go nuts for last year's JD14 either. Currently in line outside White Rabbit for 18 and 21 year, says Update. That's good. Okay. All right. Bring on the cheesy gold foil. Yeah, I'm hoping, dude. Hoping we get that sooner than later here. Well, somebody said this was hilarious, so hopefully I made you guys laugh. I love 14 last year, but I found myself reaching for 12 more. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Whiskey Sippers, thank you for your review. Getting those stat cases for $88 is better than buying Bitcoin 5 years ago. Thanks to you driving this second. Sorry. Oh, man. Jack's secondary update. The 25s are up 60 and 26s are down 60. Says Gary Franchises. Yeah, I'm just going to give you, guys, I'm going to just set the market every night. Like, this is what the prices should be. But the one thing I will say that I just do not like this year's 14 versus last year's. Last year's had that blackberry note that is missing from this year's 14, unfortunately. So, all right. So with that, what time is it? It is 10:05. Perfect timing. Guys, I am so excited to bring on tonight's special guest judge. Not only has he been a great friend of mine and also to the Mash and Journey Whiskey Club, but he is pioneering one of the most popular whiskey brands, actually two of the most popular whiskey brands that came into existence last year. He quickly got a cult following. You may know him as Take, but ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show, Mr. Jay West.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
How you doing, Jay?
Not too bad. Not too bad. I took a nap. I crushed a Red Bull. I'm ready to go.
Took a nap and crushed a Red Bull. There you go. So,
so I got your night starts after I'm usually in bed. So this is a different side of the clock for me. But I'm pumped. We're gonna do this.
This is why you and Scott wake up at like 6 a.m. and you're chatting before I even look at the chat. I'm like, what are these assholes talking about? And I'm not even awake yet. So here you go.
You don't even want to know what time I wake up.
So Jay is here because he is going to help judge Blendageddon here. We have 6 blends in the running tonight. Let me throw up the bracket just in case anybody missed it here. I believe, yeah, here we go. Let me grab this. So these are the blends that are in the running tonight, guys. We have Jeremy Hughes with Hillbilly Deluxe, Jeffrey Gamma with Darren Clary's Bitch, Big Vic with Churro Gobble, Bo's Wine Guy with Cinnamon Toast Punch, Matthew Smith with Opa Batch Number 1, and Wallace Hare with Not Drum Key. So those are the names of the blends. Now, these have been poured randomly. We sent them out to Jay. He got them. Did you get them today or yesterday?
They came in yesterday, but I poured them about 40 minutes ago, so they should be rested and ready.
So, guys, we have Jay has been blending these amazing these Reveries releases, also doing great single barrels, the Providence releases. We'll talk about that a little bit more, but I thought if anyone is going to be able to judge a blend, it's going to be Jay West. So, all right, Jay. So let me grab mine. Let me get them in order here. I believe I have them in poured in order. Is that B? Yep, B. C. Okay, everything's in order here. Just going to go down the line. And we'll get this going. Now, Jay, I do have a fun game we're going to be playing a little bit later. We also have the top 10 Chuck Norris, I guess, one-liners since his unfortunate passing that we're going to be going through too. So you're joining the show at a good time.
Rest in peace.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Definitely don't hear me Googling Chuck Norris one-liners in the background.
Yeah. Well, here it is. Everybody raise your glass to Mr. Chuck Norris. Rest in peace, buddy. Amazing. There you go. Okay. Let's get back to here. I'm going to put on a little background music as I always like to. And Jay, before we get into the tasting, let's just, if anybody does not know you, why don't you introduce yourself and also talk a little bit about the launch of Reveries and Provenance.
Oh, yeah, man. Thank you. Yeah, my name is Jay West. I go by the moniker Take, T-A-K on the internet. Principal whiskey maker for 1787 Provenance bourbon, as well as the Reveries, which is kind kind of two of the coolest things that I've gotten to do in a long time. One of them is a classic, incredible nationwide bourbon brand, which is Provenance. The other is kind of the experimental House of Horrors that I love to release under the Reveries, and together, they are kind of my take on American whiskey and beyond. But outside of that, I run a pretty large single barrel program and one of many really, really motivated moderators over at r/bourbon. And, long time ago, launched Whiskey Raiders with Danny Abrams too. So I've tried to stay busy, but all in on making whiskey these days, which has been a blast. And I know you've enjoyed doing the same. So cheers, man. Thanks for having me.
Cheers to you, man. Yeah, I actually have my next release is coming out this Friday. This is Drum Key. This is the rye blend that I got coming out named Rye Symbol. This is a blend of I think it's 8, 9, and 10-year rye, if I remember, trying to remember the stats, with parcels of it being finished in Elijah Craig 23-year barrels, bourbon barrels.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's a killer rye. I can't wait for folks to get their hands on it. So yeah, that's dropping this Friday.
Rockin', dude. That sounds really good.
Yeah, I've become a huge fan. Obviously, last year, were you surprised at how quickly the Reveries kind of took off and kind of got, because I think it did. There are certain brands that have gotten a, I guess, cult following. I think you could put Willet folks in that pool. You could put Rare Character folks in that pool. There are just certain brands that no matter what they do, they kind of gain a cult following. And I feel like you got that pretty early on with Reveries.
Yeah, it's super scary when you push something out into the world, right? Because once you put it into the world, you can't take it back.
Oh, it's scary. Yeah, it's scary.
And you hope that people love it in the same way that you love it. But it has been really encouraging to see. Reveries right out of the gate has been super popular, and I'm really thankful for that. And I think some of that's because there's only a little bit of Reveries to go around. But what has been really cool is seeing, Provenance launched in September, but we launched in California just earlier this month. So the time between Reveries launching in other states and Provenance launching in other states was much more compressed. But California sold out of all of its Provenance in like 24 hours, which is
wow, that's incredible.
Also super scary when you're like, I definitely sent them enough for like 90 days, like a full fiscal quarter. And then you get calls on a Tuesday being like, it's all sold out. But it's really cool. It means people, the hardest part of what I do is communicating what I do. And so it's like, you make a whiskey and you can taste the whiskey, but communicating what goes into it and what's about it and what you hope that people find in it is really tricky. And even as a lifetime communicator, it's, you worry that the point doesn't get across, but that tells me that the point has gotten across and folks are trying it. And I hope that they love it and they want to, get more of it. But it's been really cool. It's a lot of encouragement, and it's a lot of fun to see people try the whiskeys and reach out, because I'm a pretty responsive guy. So folks will buy it on a Tuesday and hit me up on Instagram on a Thursday and be like, brother, we've never met, but this is really great. And so that part to me is cool. There's a lot of learning that goes into this, but it's been cool to see people buy the whiskeys and be able to buy the whiskeys and also love them.
Yeah, that happened to me, obviously on a smaller scale with my first Drum Key launch, but I got a lot of messages and a lot of great commentary, some great commentary, mostly great, some not so great, but you're gonna get that when you put yourself out there. But you said something there that's really interesting, which is trying to communicate what you're tasting, what you feel like they should taste, and then when they get it in hand and they kind of aren't feeling the same way or tasting it the same way that you felt like you worked so hard to put it at. Sure. Because I feel like a lot of whiskey drinkers will see things at black and white. They see the age, they see the price, and they're already ready to make their decision. Not exactly what has gone into it, the trials and tribulations, the different variations of the blend that you're trying to come up with just to make it perfect that you think people will enjoy. And I think it's very hard to communicate. That's spot on.
Yeah, and you certainly, you and I can stand next to someone in a store and tell them about the whiskey and convince them to buy it. But when I don't live in California, I live in DC. The whiskey has to go out before you and be in the market, and you have to trust people to tell your story for you. But ultimately, that bottle has to tell everything you need on the shelf for someone to be interested and pick it up. And so, it's a learning process, but it's cool to see it out. We're now I figured we'd be in 1 or 2 states this year. We're now in 7 states, and that's where I'm going to kind of cap it for the year because there's a lot to do. But
Do you have a specific delineation of who gets provenance and who gets reveries, or is it kind of split?
you get it all. There's a lot less reveries, so I don't want to say it's allocated, but the goal is that if you are interested in what I do, you are by definition interested in both provenance and reveries. And so provenance is produced so that there's a little bit more of it. There's still we're finding not enough to go around entirely, but one of the goals is to have a small batch in a flagship product where there's enough whiskey where stores can get a couple of cases. And it'll also kind of help offset the limited nature of reveries, which is usually served up in allocations of bottles. But if someone's reaching out, I don't say you have to buy this much provenance and you have to buy it 5 or 6 times and then maybe you'll get a reveries. The goal is that if you're interested in what I'm doing, you should be interested in both provenance and reveries, and I want to have whiskey available to those people. But it's also, I'm mostly in independent shops, and I'm represented by incredible boutique wine distributors, and I think that those people are also really good at telling complex stories, which is why I love them. And so it's cool to be able to service, like, Total Wine hasn't reached out. Maybe someday they will, right? Specs hasn't reached out. Maybe someday they will. But to see independent store owners reaching out to me directly and reaching out to my reps and stuff to say, oh man, I heard about this thing and I love the story behind it. I want whatever you'll give me. And it's cool to be able to give them both provenance and the reveries.
Okay. Yeah, I love it, man. Yeah, congrats to everything you're doing. As we taste through these, maybe give a sneak peek to what's going on with reveries here in the near future. So
sure.
All right, you ready to get into these?
Let's do it, man. Let's do it.
All right. So blend, or I should say glass number letter A. Let's get into this one. Here we go. So Jay, just to let you know that these blends have been, I'm going to try to in a world where these blends were forged these blends were forged by just, everyday viewers and blenders.
Oh man.
The idea is to go into your liquor store or even your liquor cabinet, find bottles that are readily available, and see if you can create a blend better than the sum of its parts. So,
all right. So mostly, so no one's gonna pull out like a dust deal thing or a
Well, that used to happen. That used to happen, and then people got pissed because if it won, it's like, well, I can't replicate that, so this is pointless. So
that's fair. No policy was ever created in a vacuum. It was
exactly.
Always the result.
It's definitely been an evolution. So
okay, right. Okay. One's really expressive on the nose.
Yeah, it's a ton of spice. It's very spice driven, and maybe that's because I'm coming off those Jacks. But
yeah, a lot of spice, a lot of I get a lot of like Werther's, like a lot of pancake syrup, like a lot of kind of that somewhere between like a maple syrup and like an IHOP syrup, but I like it.
Yeah, it's like a spicy black pepper maple syrup.
Yeah, it's a good descriptor. A little bit of ginger, like a little bit kind of that like spice that's between them.
It's funny because I just tried those Jacks and I'm like getting some of the same notes. So I'm thinking, I'm like, wait, is the Jack still up my nose, or is this actually similar? We'll give it a try.
Worst things have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the palette on these, call it sample. Yeah, sample A.
Yep.
I almost called it sample 1. Would have been a rough start.
Ooh, sample A has it's got almost like a little bit of a dusty quality, but in a good way.
Yeah, it's, from the nose, I kind of thought maybe it was going more in that light whiskey direction, right? Like it was very monolithic in that kind of maple pancake syrup department. But the palette's really wide. It feels rich, even though it doesn't feel very high proof.
Man, there's a lot. I'm getting a lot of orange on the palate. Are you getting that?
Yeah, a lot of citrus, a lot of orange, a lot of like kind of candied orange, right? Where it's like both sweet and citrusy.
Candied orange peel for sure. I dig that. That's good.
And it kind of it does kind of have that dusty note, right? Where like a lot of those old dusty whiskeys taste super butterscotchy and mapley, but they also have this like kind of rich parchmenty. I don't want to call it dustiness to it, but it has a texture to it that's not sticky.
Cardboard? Is it cardboard?
Yeah, that has a negative connotation.
I say wet cardboard, and sometimes that comes through good, and sometimes it comes through bad.
Wet cardboard to me has always been like endemic of that youthful, crafty note.
Yeah.
where you're kind of like, oh, like a little bit.
No, this is good. I really do like the orangey. That candied orange note is really what's holding it up for me, and it kind of carries through, and then it gives you that nice spice that we were kind of picking up. Not really getting the maple we were getting on the nose on the palate though.
Yeah, it's more of like a vanilla nougaty. Like it's very creamy. It's very, very. I'm trying to think. It's not like a vanilla ice cream, but it's more like the part of the creme brulee, right? You get under the burnt sugar, and it's rich, but it's not super strong.
Yeah. All right. Good start. Blend A. Good job. Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I don't mind that one.
It's a good first whiskey of the day.
Let's go to the B.
It's funny because the nose on B is not super dissimilar to the nose on A.
No, it's pretty. Yeah, it's.
I want to make sure I'm not being like, this is like, let's trick J night and pour 6 of them.
I think A has a little bit more sweetness when you
Yeah.
go back to it versus B.
Okay, I'm relieved. I don't feel like I'm about to be hoodwinked.
No, yeah, you're not hoodwinked. You're right.
This one has way more oak, which I do like.
Yeah.
Just
But
a weird
it's not
thing.
it's not like that old like sweet oak. This is more of just like that spicy barrel char oak.
This has a lot more structure to it.
Yeah. At least on the nose it does. Everything seems a little bit more cohesive on the nose, I would say.
This seems more classic. I think one was a little avant-garde. Like it had a lot of different things happening, but
yeah, it's funny too because when you try these blends, you look for something to stand out. This is definitely classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's a classic nose. Can't believe I'm saying this. I had lots of whiskey. Go sucks. What? Whiskey nose. Go have some
I think
water.
the whiskey's showing. Yeah.
Yeah. Go have some water, buddy.
Drink some water and take 2 aspirin and don't call me in the morning.
Oh,
This one's also much higher proof. It feels like 5 or 6
it.
proof points. Yeah. Ooh, it's got some pop to it.
It's sweet, but it's a different sweetness.
It's like confectioner's candy, like rock candy, confectioner's sugar.
That's where I feel like I'm maybe getting a little light whiskey on there, possibly. Because I'm getting proof and I'm getting more sweetness. Or maybe there's some light whiskey in there.
And all that tannin from the nose seems to have kind of dissipated a bit, right? Like this is still very sweet forward rather than being like big and tannic. Like it doesn't stick to my teeth or my jowls or like my
This is more. I was actually hoping that there was more oak on the palate, and I think it would have helped. You know, given all the sweetness, you want that balance.
This one though doesn't have that orange that the first one had. So like the fruit is reduced for sure.
Yeah. Again, I just think it's more classic, but with an elevated sweetness type of classic.
Yeah. This is definitely like dessert shop all day. It reminds me of actually this is perfect. It reminds me and you're from the Northeast. This is a classic Dunkin' Donuts Boston cream donut. Like you get a little bit of the chocolate, you got that nice doughy sweetness, you got that fat, rich kind of filling.
It was funny you said donut because I'm like, man, is he about to talk about donuts? Because that last sip, I'm like, it's kind of like a glazed donut a little bit. It's very sweet.
The oak for me kind of turned cocoa-y and like a malted milk ball, like a chocolate frosting sort of way. And so
the worst super chat.
That was a suspect super chat. Yeah.
I can't believe I'm saying this. I've had lots of whiskey. Go sucks. I don't know what that means. Did he mean to write
great
stock?
barrel name.
Yeah.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Today? I know it was opening there.
If we ever pick a barrel and Marty's there, we're calling it Go Sucks.
Go sucks. I'm in. I'd approve that.
Yeah. Let's.
My lawyer won't have a problem with that.
All right. Let's go to C. See what we got. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This is something I'm on board with here. He's not a Sox fan. He's a Yankee fan.
Those are all bad words in my book.
Yeah, I hate the Yankees with every fiber of my being.
Oh yeah, because you're a Mets guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You've got it hard enough.
I've got it hard enough. I don't need to hear from Yankee fans.
Nats play the Cubs tomorrow, I think, which I don't think is going to go particularly well for us.
Well, my St. John's, my alma mater, St. John's is playing Duke in the Sweet 16 on Friday, so I'm gonna need a Valium before I watch that game.
I didn't know you went to St. John's. That's pretty cool.
Ooh.
I did not go to a prestigious March Madness school.
Ooh. And listen, basketball is all St. John's had. That's it. Actually, soccer was the year I was there. They won NCAA soccer championship. I think a couple of times. I'm not sure what their soccer program is like now, but basketball is all really St. John's had. So, and they haven't been in the Sweet 16 in years. So to see them make it this far is just really cool. So,
I went to a hockey school, which probably explains why I like drinking and fighting.
I always said, man, if I actually learned ever how to ice skate, I would have loved to play hockey. Fucking smashing people with sticks, and oh my god, I would have loved it.
Ooh, all right. This one's very dissimilar to A and B. Really cool. Really refreshing.
It's definitely the most different, and
there's
probably the best viscosity so far.
Yeah. This to me, I felt like the first two were very top note heavy, right? Like very expressive noses, very expressive palates, kind of dead end finishes. This one to me is less nose, but like huge palate, really big finish. A lot of oak, a lot of spice, a lot of dessert, a lot of.
There's actually a transition here from the front to the back, whereas the first two, it was mostly front palate.
Yeah.
This you get a nice flavor profile from front to back. It's a little bit more viscous. It's got, like you said, it's got the oak, it's got sweet. Probably the best balance so far in number 3 as well.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The oak here is really nicely done. It's oaky where it needs to be, but it's not too oaky or kind of overblown either.
In the vein of here, hold my whiskey, try being a Pirate fan for the last 10 years. Yeah, I mean, you know what sucks is you have the best pitcher in baseball in Skenes, and he's in a terrible program. It's unfortunate.
Those Pirates, man. I'm not particularly old, but it does say something when I can't particularly remember a time at all that the Pirates were good. And that's not a dig on the Pirates. It's just I commend your resilience.
Yes. Man, that's good. I really dig 3.
I do too. That's it's really nice. It rides that line of a ton of oak without being too much oak, which is really kind of cool.
It does. It also has a little bit of that funkiness in the back that you feel like gives it a little bit of more of an older profile. Yet it doesn't go too far where it gets bitter or anything like that. So
a lot of like a leather kind of tobacco-iness like popping through.
Like that's
Maduro sort of note.
Yep. There's a little bit of like a bitter leather tobacco note on the back that I love. Let's go Dodgers. Oh god. Nick, this make me throw up right now. Listen, the Dodgers are amazing. It's always going to be tough to beat them. If they did a 3-peat this year, I would, or I'm not sure if I'd be surprised. But they are a freaking great team. So, man, I like 3 a lot. All right, let's go to 4. And the ones that we get eliminated tonight, we will find out what's in the blends, which is kind of cool. So,
oh, sweet. Okay, so I did do some pre-reading. I tried to be pretty educated. So 2 will move on, 4 will fall, correct?
Yes. 2 move on, 4 fall, 4 go home.
Sweet. All right. I was thinking in terms of top 2s as we move through this, but I was like, shoot.
All right, so 4 has oak and a lot of sweet.
Yeah. Even like a creamed corn kind of thing.
It's so funny you said that because as soon as I smelled it, I thought of like cornbread like glazed with honey.
Mm-hmm.
Cornbread glazed with honey is what I immediately thought of when I smelled this. So much honey for me on this.
Super honey, and it's like really good honey too. Like we've all seen the honey in like the plastic bear, right? Where you're like, all right, it tastes like honey, but like I'm thinking honeys when you go to like a farmer's market, you get a honey and you're like, that honey has so much flavor too, like kind of clover honey or wildflower honey.
I was always a sucker, for those flavored honey sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love those. Like this, like the cherry honey, the blackberry honey, the spicy honey.
Oh, totally.
When you go to a fair, like I could eat those all day long, man.
That was the only thing keeping me from good and evil as a 7-year-old.
The Pirates owners just haven't been willing to spend money to keep a backbone of good players to build around, says Anthony. Yeah, it'll be interesting when the new players agreement comes up, and I think there's going to be a lockout. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to be close, and I don't think it's even going to be with the player. I think it's going to be between the owners, because I think some owners want a cap, some don't. I think some owners want a what's the word, a minimum spend cap that you have to hit. So you have to spend a certain amount, to make your team competitive. So teams like the Marlins or the Pirates, or with owners that are unwilling to spend, have to spend a certain amount on their team in order to make it. I kind of agree with that. I like that idea. You have to spend a certain amount to make your team competitive. So,
yeah, that's interesting. Like forced capitalization.
Exactly. Yeah.
Isn't something everyone complains about the teams that can spend too much, but like, I guess it's sort of, if you don't spend enough, like, do you get a relegation or something?
Yeah, NHL has a minimum. Yeah, and the NHL is amazing. And the issue with the NHL is that they just don't have superstars that make the game. It's the personalities in NHL. And I hate to say that. I love hockey. But they're just dudes that want to play hockey. They just don't have like the personalities and the, I guess, you think about the NBA and the NFL, and it's like every week those are like drama-ridden leagues. Like everything's happening every week. Nothing really ever happens in the NHL. There's dudes that want to play hockey, and that's like cool, but it's kind of a detriment to their popularity as well.
Yeah, it becomes about a lot of what's off the court as well, right? But like,
yeah.
I do love hockey, but it does seem like it is always kind of doomed to be a tertiary or secondary sport in American culture.
Yeah, like I do. Yeah, I love hockey, but I mean, there's you have you have the fights on the ice and some of that stuff that ensue. But I mean, every time you watch a guy, like a hockey interview of a player, it always sounds the same. There's just I don't know.
You're always like, wow, that guy's super Canadian.
Yeah. Yeah. Hockey is also something most American kids that can't play. Yeah, they need a slap shot type team. Guys with just personalities that beat the shit out of people. That's what keeps it pure. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it also keeps it from popularity, I think, in a way. The live hockey,
it's just hard. Yeah,
there's nothing like honestly, my favorite playoffs are hockey playoff. There's nothing like hockey playoff games. It's the best.
I'm in support of that.
All right, 4. Wow, that's pretty delicious. It's very Buffalo Tracy to me. Number 4.
Yeah. It has a lot of that, like, there's always a tropical fruit note to me in Buffalo Trace, right? Like apples, pears, peaches, mangoes, like the apple bake, cinnamon, brown sugar, apple. Like this seems to have a lot of that.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. But
I could see the tropical note. I could see the tropical note in here a bit for sure.
It's in a good way, Sometimes whiskeys that are too young and too estery and too spirit driven are very tropical, but this one has oak, has spice, has good flavor along with it.
This is also very nice and syrupy. This is like that syrup in that fruit cup.
Dole syrup, man.
Yeah. That's that fruit cup syrup number 4. Yeah, fruit cocktail for sure.
Which I think, which I like. It's indulgent, right? Because it's both sweet, but it, the brain loves acid and sugar. This has both the sugar and the acid. It's really balanced.
Apple cinnamon bake churro, perhaps. I don't know if it's churro. It's more fruity for me, at least.
I don't get cinnamon as much.
There's a
little bit there.
I feel like there was more cinnamon on the first 3 with those heavy baking spices, but this one is more, again, it's like that syrupy fruit cup type of note, which is a nice change up from the other 3.
Yeah, I mean, one has a little waffle cone thing.
Yeah, one had the heavy orange. Yeah, these are all so far very different, which is good.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, let's go to 5. Just tearing through these here. Ooh. I'm gonna say it smells like turkey.
It does have like a dusty, funky oak.
It smells dusty, funky turkey. Ooh.
A little tobacco-y. like a pipe tobacco. That's
yeah,
way higher proof.
way higher proof. Woo!
Like 10, 12, 14 proof points higher.
Woo! Go Reds, says Grant. You know, Grant, I do go to Reds games when they're playing the Mets. So if the Mets come to, if they come to Cincinnati to play, I'll probably be at those games. So, man, that is
That's significant.
It's a significant bump in proof.
I felt like we were really messing like 103, 110 proof, but we're up near 120, 125.
I wholeheartedly think there's wild turkey in that blend.
Yeah. Which is funny because wild turkey is like characteristically low proof compared to some of its peers. You know, it's not super low proof, but
now it is a blend, but I just get that clove note that's just so prevalent with me in turkey that
yeah. And it does have that orange too, but more in like a funky, you know, when you go to a restaurant, they make it old fashioned and they kind of spritz the orange, or sometimes they like toast the orange peel a little bit. Like it has that darker kind of orange character.
Go Yankees. Okay. And then he follows up with Mets season was already over. Yeah. Wings and whiskey. I can't wait to watch the Yankees again make the playoffs and then get freaking ousted again. So good luck with that.
I see. This is a tough crowd for you, man. This is.
Oh, I know. Just, you know, Yankee fans love to talk shit until they lose in the playoffs like they have the last like fucking 15 years. So it's great. It's great to see the Yankees fans get really excited and then get really sad when their team loses in the playoffs. So can't wait to watch that again. Aaron Judge freaking strike out in a big moment all the time.
I support it since they knocked out the Mariners in like 1999 or 2000.
Listen, I'm not gonna hold back any punches here, but you know the Mets suck too. The Mets last year, they couldn't win any games when they were down nobody could come up with a big hit last year for the Mets. It was awful to watch. So I'm kind of eager to see. I don't think the Mets are going to do anything. Maybe they make the playoffs this year, but I'm just excited to watch kind of a new team play. So we'll see what happens. At least they make the playoffs. Yeah, that's fun. First of all, if you're a Yankee fan and you say at least they make the playoffs, that's not the Yankee way that I grew up with. The Yankee way was World Series championship or you suck. So to me, if you're a Yankee fan, you're saying at least they make the playoffs. That doesn't do shit.
Yeah, I don't feel like you get a ring or a trophy or a purse for making the playoffs.
Yeah.
But what do I do? I'm not.
But whatever. If the Mets make the playoffs, it's more of a miracle. The Yankees make the playoffs, it's expected. But if they lose, if they don't win the World Series, so my mom is one of the biggest Yankee fans on earth, and when they don't win, or when they can't get out of the playoffs and they lose in the playoffs, she goes ballistic. She hates it. Yeah, my mom is a huge Yankee fan. She can't stand it when they lose. Yep.
That's a dynamic for sure.
Oh, Whiskey Nose goes to the old adage, 27-time World Series champions. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. That's what Yankee fans say when they have nothing to say about their current team. We have 27 World Championships, though. Even though we were one of like 14 teams back in the 1918s. Come on. Laughing. I just want to give you some New York baseball shit. Love tugging on that Mets fan string. Oh, I know, man. It's all good. I hear it from my own family. It's fine. My mom hits the McKenna hard when the Yankees lose. No joke.
I forgot. She's like the unofficial spokesperson for Henry McKenna.
Dude, I don't know. I really like
she is.
What do you think about 5 overall? Do you wish it had a little bit more oak? I love the sweetness and the baking spice. I just wish it had a little bit more sweet oak. Kind of carry it. I think that would make it a perfect blend.
5 is punchy. I like it, but it's definitely, it punches a bit, but it's really nice. I think a lot of that extra flavor does come from the rise in proof, but it's really nice.
This is amazing. It's like all the baseball fans got their period at one time in the chat.
That was pretty good.
That's good. I like it. Oh man! All right, last one here. Let's go. Number 6.
Woo.
Last but not least. Oh. Wow, talk about structured. I like this one on the nose.
This is really nice. This has a lot of cherry to it.
It has a lot of cherry. This is the first one that I'm getting cherry in, or dark fruit note of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow! Holy shit!
It's high proof too.
It's higher proof. It's a significantly higher proof, but it's got this is a ton of flavor though.
This is a flavor bomb. This is like cherry and graham cracker and cocoa and espresso.
Yes, it's got the coffee bean espresso note for sure, but it's almost like a cherry infused espresso bean on the palate.
Yeah, or like those dark chocolate candies with the cherry, but like the cherry cordial on the inside too.
Yeah,
Really satisfying.
I lean more like raspberry. There's a tartness to it that I really dig.
Yeah. There's a lot of that kind of dark stewed fruits, right? Like plum, date, raspberry, blackberry. Okay.
Dude, I'm in love with that. I think that's the best. That's the best one I've had tonight. Holy shit! And maybe it's just I got to taste through the others. Maybe it's just like the impact of it that's impressive. But like you said, it is a flavor bomb of a blend.
It does leave an impression.
Yeah.
I do think the finish is a little less composed than 4 and 5.
I agree. If there's one thing that the last one lacks is the finish. It does kind of. I want that flavor bomb of a flavor profile to carry through, and it doesn't.
Yeah. It's really big nose, really big palate, but then the finish is kind of. By the time you go looking for it, it's nowhere to be found, which is not a major critique, but it is a difference between.
But it is interesting. Like, isn't it crazy when shit works that way? How it just you would think something with that big of a nose and that big of a palate would have a finish, and it really doesn't.
Which there's something to be said, right? Like I do believe that you can have a finish that's too long and too grippy, but I think if this one held on just a touch more, it would be a nearly perfect whiskey.
Amy Bohm says, seems like we need a J&J podcast about sports and booze. Just saying. So Sox, Yankees suck. It is known, and Duke sucks too. I mean, that would be the most biased sports show on the planet.
That is funny. My grandmother is a Duke fan, but
is she a Duke fan? Yeah,
I can't say I agree with her.
Love Amy. That's awesome. All right, so we kind of have our mental notes here, and so what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a little bit of a rest. We're going to go through a top 10 Chuck Norris quotes. Then we're going to play a little game, Jay. Then we'll go back through them and we'll make our eliminations. All right, you ready?
Hit me.
All right, so here it is, guys. I know we usually do a top 5, and I will play the top 5 animation here. Here we go. So we have so Chuck Norris, obviously he passed away this past week, and very sad. But the internet, the amazing internet, they pay tribute to him in the only way the internet could, with different one-liners and different things that only Chuck Norris could do. So I picked out my own top 10, and the first one, number 1. Will be the meme of the week. So this is how it's going to go. So Chuck Norris, number 10. Again, this is all in tribute to Chuck. So raise your glasses, guys. Number 10, Chuck Norris' cell phone battery has been on 1% for 3 weeks. It's just too afraid to die. That's number 10. Number 9, Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door. That's number 9. Number 8, Chuck Norris can dribble a bowling ball. I like that one. Number 7, Chuck Norris once peed in the fuel tank of a truck. That trunk became Optimus Prime. That one really made me laugh when I read that one. Number 6. Chuck Norris has a bear rug in his living room. The bear isn't dead. He's just too afraid to move. That is number...
that checks out.
Yeah, that checks out. That's number 6. All right, top 5, guys. Here we go. Number 5. Chuck Norris once stabbed a knife with a man. That one's so stupid, but I love it. Number 4. Chuck Norris once visited the Virgin Islands. They are now known as the Islands. These are so brilliant. I don't know who wrote these. Number 3. Chuck Norris destroyed the periodic table because he only recognized the element of surprise. Thought that was very clever. Number 2. Chuck Norris can parallel park a freight train. You guys know I have a thing with parallel parking or backing up into spots. That had to be number 2. And number 1. The number 1 Chuck Norris-ism is actually the meme of the week. Here we go. Where's the meme of the week graphic here? Here it is. So the last Chuck Norris, the Chuck Norris had to be the meme of the week, and it is
Great.
The ghost of Chuck Norris just flew over Kentucky. The other Angels didn't get their share. That is the number 1 Chuck Norris line of, and also the meme of the week. So
That's well
again,
played.
yeah, rest in peace, Chuck Norris. We will miss you, buddy, but you will always be a badass in our hearts. Cheers.
I will submit an honorable mention, which was always my favorite, which was that it only takes Chuck Norris 20 minutes to watch 60 minutes.
That's a guy. I never heard that one. That's good. I know people were posting a couple of them. Somebody was let me see here. Somebody was posting a bunch of Chuck Norris, the like button. Shout out to, let's see. Seems like we need. Oh, okay. No, that's. Yeah, somebody was writing a bunch of other Chuck Norris ones earlier. It was awesome.
I saw a couple, pop up.
Yeah, Delta Force. Oh my God, it was so good. Yeah, Delta Force, I think, might be my favorite Chuck Norris movie, even though it's so bad. I love it.
I mean, that's the thing. None of them were like going to win an Academy Award, and that was kind of the point. Like
Chuck Norris's tears cure cancer, but Chuck Norris never cries. That's a good one. Oh man, so many good ones. Mojo says, "Did Vic lose yet?" No, not yet. All right, Jay. So we're gonna have a quick.
That's savage.
It's so savage, I know. All right, so we're gonna play a quick game here. So what I have for you is a wheel of distilleries, right?
All right.
So whatever distillery lands, all right, you're gonna have a choice. So the choices that you're going to have are you get to kind of build your perfect bourbon shelf, but it has to be with the whiskey from one of these specific distilleries. So you have to pick. So basically what you're going to have to pick is your cheap mixer,
okay,
your daily drinker, your Friday night pour, your impress your guests pour, your special occasion pour, your underrated bottle from this distillery, and your personal favorite bottle from this distillery. Now, here's the thing. Once you use that specific bottle for that specific category, you can't use it again.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to put those categories up so I can see them? Because I already forgot 2 of them.
I will put them up. Give me 1 second here.
All right. You're the man.
All right. So
I like this. This is cool.
Yeah. So let me grab this. This is one of those things where I've been like thinking about doing this for a little while. So let me do this. Let me just grab the graphic here. So, we kind of were always doing like, what's your perfect peanut butter and jelly, but that kind of got old. So now I've kind of moved to this. Okay. So let me post this right here. All right, here we go. Let me go. Perfect. Oops. Oh, here we go. Sorry, guys, just getting the sizing right here. All right. All right, so let me save this here for you, and I will pop this on the screen. And then you can make your selections. All right, here we go. All right, so what's going to happen is I'm going to spin a wheel, and the wheel is going to land on a random distillery. Whatever bottle you pick has to be from that distillery, and you have to put it in that specific category. So,
alrighty.
So here we go.
Who's got the notebook?
I'm going to write these down because I want to kind of get a running list. All right. Here we go. Going to share the screen here real quick, guys. This is the 7 whiskey challenge. You ready?
I love it.
Here we go. Shovel, and spin. All right. So your first selection is from Old Forester.
All right.
So with your Old Forester, you can either pick your cheap mixer, your daily drinker, your Friday night pour, your impress your guest, your underrated bottle, or your personal favorite. Which one are you going to go with?
Yeah, I do cheap mixer. I really like Old Forester's 100 proof bourbon for pretty much everything, which is a utility card to kind of get rid of right at the beginning. But their stuff is great, and what I like about it is you can find it everywhere, no matter what country you're in.
Yeah, you know what? Screw it. We're just going to go down the list. You can't move. You can't jump around. That's it. That's
well,
how
I don't know if I'm ready to commit to that, but it was a good start.
That's how it's going to work. All right. Shovel. And here we go. Next one.
All right.
So this is now lands on. Holy shit. Oh, wait.
Oh, boy.
Nope.
Oh, thank
Four
God.
Roses.
Cool.
So for 4 Roses, you need to select your daily drinker.
Yeah, this Friday night pour is definitely any OBSQ that I can get my dirty little paws on from 4 Roses.
So your Friday night pour is going to be 4 Roses OBSQ.
Yeah, about $100, a little bit. It's cast strength, so probably like 118, 120ish proof. Seems like a good TGIF.
All right, I dig it. Let's go to the next one. Here we go. Gonna remove them, and here we go. Your next selection is Lux Row, or is it going to be Bullet? No, Lux Row.
Yeah, all right.
All right. So, what are you using for Lux Row?
Oh man, Lux Row. I'm gonna go impress your guests with the. I don't know if this counts, so tell me if I'm being cheeky here. But for a couple of years, they had a 12-year gift shop bottle at Lux Row that was actually like 14 and 15 and 16-year-old.
Oh, the double barrel Lux Rows.
Yeah, yeah. And it was cool because it was a bottle you could only get in Kentucky. It was generally well priced, but also like it was something fun that not everyone really knew about. And I thought the quality was nuts.
All right, so you got 3 bottles down. Here we go. Let's keep going. Here we go.
Love it.
Next one up. You get. Oh, you might get. It just went to Angel's Envy.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, that hurts. You almost had Michter's, which could have been a lot of these categories. All right, what do you got for from Angel's Envy? Where do you want to pick?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the underrated bottle from this distillery, right? Like everyone always goes crazy for their finishes. Everyone goes crazy for that cast strength bourbon, but I thought the Sauternes finished rye was probably the best thing that they've ever released, and it seemed that no one really cared about it or remembered that they made it, and I think they also forgot about it since they haven't released it since.
Yeah, they haven't released it again. Yeah,
it was super. I love Sauternes. I love rye. No brainer.
All right, next one up. Let's go. Next distillery is. Oh, you might get Michter's now. It's coming back around.
Baby.
You got it. Okay. What do you got for? What do you got, Michter? I'm guessing you're gonna go special occasion for this.
This is too easy, baby. I recently had the pleasure of drinking Michter's 25 with Jim Gaffigan, but I think Michter's 20 will always be my special occasion bottle. So I pick your vintage. Don't really care. Michter's 20 for me, assuming I have it or have access to it.
All right, you got 2 bottles left, 2 categories left. Here we go. Now it lands on. Oh, you're getting into Willet.
Baby.
You hit Willet. All right. So with Willet, so let's see what you have left. You have Daily Drinker, and you have your personal favorite.
Wow. I did get hosed. Oh, baby. Wow, this is really tricky. Personal favorite bottle. I think I have to answer twice here, right? I think Old Bardstown is a great bottle that you can actually buy, but I tried an old C series barrel with a good friend named Ryan Lintz, who would go on to start a company called River Roots a number of years ago. He was very generous to share it, and I think that's probably the best Willet I've ever had. Which
Willet was that?
It was a C series barrel. I want to say it was C5D, but I don't recall. We'd had a bit to drink, but it was one of those old epic Burnham source that was high age and a gajillion dollars, but back from the epic Willet days.
All right, so last one you got is going to be your Daily Drinker. It's got to be from one of these final distilleries. Here we go.
All right, please. I can work with this.
It's a maker. Yeah. That's not bad.
I can work with this.
What's your Daily Maker?
Oh, Maker's Mark cast strength, man. Preferably 2020 batch 3 if I can be choosy, but I'll take any Maker's Mark cast strength.
All right, Jay. Well done, sir. So your selections. Let me cut that out there. All right. So your selection, you did pretty good. Your mixer, Old Forester 100 proof. Your Daily Drinker was Maker's cast strength. Your Impressor guest pour was the Lux Row 12 year. Your Friday night pour was a Four Roses OBSQ. Your your underrated bottle was the Angel's Envy Sauternes Rye finish from Angel's Envy. Your special occasion pour is Michter's 20. And your favorite bottle of all time, or your favorite bottle from this distillery, was Willet C Series that you got. So good job, man. Those are good selections.
The wheel was kind to me. It was kind.
The wheel was kind to you. Tommy D says that was gay. Never do that again. Dude, Tommy, go get a drink.
Yeah, lighten up, man.
No whammies. Yeah, I love that. That was fun. Okay, we'll do that again with pretty much each guest judge this year. We'll see how it goes. All right, Jay, you ready to eliminate some blends? Let's go.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I think I generally know it's going to be tricky to eliminate, get down to the last two, but not to jump right into it. I think I would give 2 up pretty quickly.
So sample B.
Sorry.
You would pick out.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. There's not really much going on with B. I like A over B. I like that orange note.
Yeah, that's exactly where I came from.
Easy Tiger. Just kidding. I know, Tommy. You're all right.
I do think I like 3 over 1 and 2. Although
yeah, going down the line, I'm trying to figure out what I like more.
It's really hard because typically I would go in reverse order, but the proofs on the last 2 are so demonstrably higher.
I agree. I like 3 over 1 and 2. It just has a better balance. It's got the better sweet versus. I love the orange note in 1.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that's making me hold on to it. But I think 3 is just a better overall experience.
I agree. And the more I drink one, the orange is popping as like a VDN or a Naraha or like a wine finish that isn't quite integrated enough.
Let's go to 4.
Four's nice. It's sweet, but it's nice.
I like 4 a lot.
I'd keep 4.
4
to me is like it's not too much of one thing. You know, it's not one noted, but it's got some balance, but it's not too much of this. Or too
4
much
is
of that.
4 is a super integrated blend. I just like how it's working right now. It's giving me that Pop Rocks effect. I just really like how 4 is, even after all the stuff that we've been sipping, 4 is still making an impact on the palate, which means a lot. Let's go to 5. 5 is the sweet one. This is the candy one.
It is. But I feel like this is good because with 4 we have something that's rounded and classic, and 5 or 6 we'll get something high proofed and a little.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think 4 moves on, and it's between 5 and 6 to take that last spot. I just don't know. I don't know which one I like more. It's between these two. I love the flavor punch in 6, but the lack of finish just kills me.
I do think the finish is gonna be a problem.
Like, how does that not have a finish, considering how bold it is?
And it almost gets, the more air it's had, it almost gets a little bitter too, like a coffee ground bitterness.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't like 6 as much as I liked it the first time going around.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I do like 5 a lot.
Whipping through, yeah, 5. It's 5 to me is getting better, and that's kind of the trick with these blends, Jay, because now these blends will now sit for a few more weeks until they make an appearance again. Now, over time, are they going to get better? Or are they going to get worse as they sit?
When were these blends sent in? We know
it's been a while because I did the Frankenblend tier before this, so they've been sitting quite a while. So these might be
like all American whiskey, or is
this is the all American whiskey.
Okay, so does that mean straight bourbons or just all American whiskey?
Bourbons, rye. You could do light whiskeys. Just has to be American whiskey.
Okay. Oh, it's fascinating. Yeah, I think I'm solidly 4 and 5.
I'm definitely 4. I think I'm leaning on 5.
Yeah.
6 is just annoying the shit out of me because I love the palate of it.
The nose on 6 is like a masterpiece, but
it's just like, how does it die so fast? It drives me nuts. Like, if that was my blend, I would be so pissed right now. Like, oh my God, you smell and taste so good, but you have no finish. Yeah.
I mean, that's the hard part of blending, right? Is you're like, we are 97% there, boys.
Yeah. Like, for me, I can't put a blend through that just doesn't have a finish on it.
Right.
So yeah, I think I would have to go 5. 4 and 5 to me are the ones. I think I agree with you. 3,
I'm pretty satisfied by that.
3 is 3 I think is close, but I just don't think they're as good as the other ones.
3 was close, yeah.
Yeah, 3 just isn't as cohesive. So yeah, 4 and 5 are making it through, which means
beautiful.
A, B, C, and F are getting eliminated tonight. And this is going to be a rough go for some folks here, but we're about to find out who owns these blends. And this is where everybody in the chat and everybody watching that has a blend holds their nuts. Here we go.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's about to go ballistic.
Yeah. Let's see what we have here. All right. Letter A. This was the Orange Bomb. This one started off really delicious. It was really good. Great viscosity. Just didn't hold up. And unfortunately, this one belongs to Big Vic with his churro bottle. Sorry,
Vic.
Vic, the orange note in that is actually really interesting. It just didn't have anything else to hold up.
Yeah, it's funny because I forgot the names were on the screen, and there's a pour I would have definitely been like, oh shoot, that's the churro gobble.
Yeah,
but it kind of juked me.
Vic, I don't think I had the components of this blend. Either you sent them in and I didn't grab them, or you didn't send them in with the bottle. So can you Vic, can you put your components in the chat? I'm just curious what was in there.
Yeah, I gotta know.
Yeah, I got to know what was in there. Yeah, Vic is definitely better than cardboard. That's definitely a good blend that you made. You just went up against some hitters. So
It was really nice. Too.
I think the orange note that he achieved was really delicious. So Vic, yeah, put your blend in the chat. We just kind of want to know what's in there. All right, let's go to B. B belongs to Matthew Smith with his Ope batch number 1. And we
you
have
say Ope?
Ope.
Okay.
OPE.
Oh, see, I'm a Midwesterner. I hear that as Ope.
Oh, maybe it is Ope.
Ope.
Big Vic says 60-40 rare breed Burai. Oh, shit.
Oh.
Well, that totally explains the orange note for sure.
That orange is so much more pronounced than I would get on both rare breed bourbon and rye. That's really cool.
Yeah, and I didn't really get that like wild turkey clove note I would normally pick up on that. The orange was so prevalent. Really interesting.
That, to me, was kind of a feature. And the clove note's one of my least favorite parts of turkey.
All right, Matthew Smith, Ope batch number 1. Any guesses what you want to say that's in here?
Oh, for me?
Yeah. I would have never guessed any of this.
way to tee me up for success.
Yeah.
This is tricky.
3 ounces rare character batch 5. 2 ounces short barrel double oaked batch 2.
All
1
right.
ounce Jack Daniel's single barrel proof shelter. I'm sorry. 1 ounce Jack Daniel's single barrel proof rye, which was a shelfer, and 3 ounces of rare breed. So rare breed again becoming quite the blending agent. So yeah,
the ultimate staple. That that's fascinating. I would not have picked a Jack Daniel's rye to pop into this. Like this had so much fruit. None of those things are wildly fruity to me, but
was it
that came together nicely? Was
it rare character that brought that big fruit punch? It was kind of nice.
I'm not gonna lie, they made so many of those things. I forgot to try most of them. I don't. I can place what a lot of these ingredients taste.
Rare character does make a lot of shit. Yes, they do.
The batch 5 to me is kind of a mental hole.
All right, letter C, which was right on the cusp of making it.
So close.
And I'm sorry, but that belongs to Jeffrey Gamble.
Oh, buddy.
Darren Clary's bitch. That's the name of his blend.
There's history there. There's got to be a little.
Yeah, Darren Clary beat him last year, and he never forgave him. So, damn,
man doesn't forget. I'll tell you that.
Jeff, that was way better of a blend than you made last year. So, kudos to that. You're getting better. But yeah, I think you just ran up into some heavy hitters here. So,
do we give him the most improved trophy?
He gets most improved for this round for sure. Yep.
All right. Good work, buddy.
All right. So that means letter F.
What was in it? I gotta know.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I have to go with what's in it here. Which one was his? Yeah, so his was.
How much bathwater's in this thing?
Jeff. All right, Jeffrey Gamble. Let's find out what's in it here. Well, let me taste it real quick.
That was good. It was good.
It was good. I don't know. I feel like I get the clove in that. There could be some turkey in it, but let's see what's in here. Okay. 1 part Bullet Bottled and Bond.
Nice.
1 part Remus Highest Rye. 1 part Wild Turkey 101. There's that clove note I was picking up in it. Half part Jack Daniel's Single Barrel Proof Rye Coy Hill.
Dope.
Oh, so it was a Coy Hill shelfer. Got it. 130.5 proof. Quarter part Knob Creek 21. A total 107 proof. Well, I mean, Darren Clary's bitch. I don't know if I would call Knob Creek 21 a shelfer, but
I would say I would like to go to that place.
I think the oak got a little bit funky in that blend and kind of took over a little bit.
I'd agree.
Yeah. All right. Last one. This was the one that had the beast of a nose, palate, proof, but somehow the finish died off. I think there's light whiskey in that blend, but we'll see. That one belongs to.
This is F, right? We don't get
is
to know.
F. This
Okay,
is
okay.
F. This belongs to Jeffrey Hughes with his Hillbilly Deluxe.
It scares me already.
Sca-
What in the Texas whiskey do we have on our hands?
yeah. Let's see. Let's see what was in Hillbilly Deluxe. Holy crap. It's a lot of paper for a little bit. 45% Redline MGP finished in toasted French oak.
Oh.
30% Sam Houston 14-year 98 proof. 2%
Gorgeous.
Calumet 16. 23% ECBP C923. Dude,
Oh, baby.
that's a freaking blend. And
Those are all whiskey
somehow,
finished too. Yeah, that's the wild
somehow,
part.
some way, the finish died in that.
That's fascinating.
That's
Because those are
That-
all whiskey. I haven't tried the red line. I've tried everything else, but those are all whiskeys I'd say.
like how does
finish.
how does a toasted French oak like that have no finish? That's wild.
I wonder if it's like a sine wave and a cosine wave sort of thing. Like maybe they cancel each other out a little bit.
That's the most like mind-boggling like blend I've seen that kind of shook out the way it did.
Man, though, those are some crazy components
Yeah.
in like a very generous way too. It takes a lot to put bottles like that in a blend.
Which means Wallace Hare with his not drum key blend goes through, and Bo's Wine Guy with his cinnamon toast punch also goes through to the next round. Wallace Hare had letter D, and Bo's Wine Guy had letter E, which was that super sweet one. So congratulations, guys.
Those names fit really nicely.
Yeah. Congratulations, guys. Very, very well done. Jay, I mean, you're here. Thank you. First of all, thank you so much for helping me navigate these crazy blends.
Thanks for having me.
As you being a blender yourself, I know you can appreciate some of this. But what do you got upcoming for Reveries? And also for people that maybe don't know how to access your Reveries blends and your provenances, why don't you
Sure.
go through a little bit of that too?
That's a great question. Right now, they're a little tricky to get, whether you're looking for provenance or the Reveries. But if you are in California, Texas, New York, New Jersey, and Maryland, I'm distributed there. So you can ask your local retailer, same with DC, and say, hey, I really would like to try these whiskeys. Would you please ask your distributor for them? Which is great. So trying to roll out as many whiskeys as you can. If not, you can find provenance at provenancebourbon.com. There's drops there, with some regularity, as well as the Reveries at thereveries.co. And so there was just a shock drop of a couple barrels of really cool stuff on Friday. Last Friday. So, checking those. But if you want to know what I'm up to, you can find me at Takedown Review on Instagram, and I try and post about them pretty equally. Outside of that, Provenance, the 14-year limited edition from 2025 sold out a couple weeks ago, which is well timed because there'll be a new Provenance limited edition coming out soon, probably
Oh, shit.
in the next couple, I wouldn't say the next couple of weeks, but next 60, 75 days is due in. And then the Reveries is launching two really exciting products. The Fifth Raven will be coming out in mid-April, which a lot of folks have been sending me all sorts of emails and texts and stuff about. So,
Oh, you didn't get my 100 emails about that yet? Sorry.
I got at least 99 of them. Maybe the 100th is off in the ether. But alongside with that comes another blend called the Deep, which is a blend of all Kentucky finished in French oak that I'm really excited about. So look out for the Deep. Look out for Raven 5, as well as some single barrels that'll be hitting markets. And then last but not least, but Reveries Rye is alive and well and will be launching later this spring and summer. So for the 17 of you that have been the loudest asking for rye, the rye is, I'm kidding. There's been so much, there's been a scary amount of interest in the rye. But
I caught it in the chat earlier when I put up my my drum key rye. Everybody, I saw a couple of people were like, "Where's the Reveries rye?" Well, he's got one coming. It looks like so.
That shit's about 18 months in the making, and I am really, really happy with how it's coming out. It's a rye that I doubt anyone's seen before, so I'm really excited for it. And it changes the design language pretty dramatically. So the label pops So I mean, that's plenty of new cool stuff. The Deeps Behemoth is a new release coming out later that's got a pretty big age statement and some cool stuff. So they Reveries will be popping this spring and summer.
What about Reveries Yak?
Yeah, brandies. I will say brandy and gin will be out in the Reveries this year. So if you're interested in both of those things, you're going to be a pretty happy person.
Yeah. And Jay, I know we're still talking about doing a Master Journey Yak pick at some point soon. I know you have to work your connections there, but looking forward to doing maybe something that down the line.
Hell yeah, man. When the boat hits the shore, I will be the first to let you know. I'll be the first to know, and then I'll let you know. But there's so much cool stuff, right? And like the Reveries is my exploration of all spirits. And so for folks who have said, hey, I love your whiskeys, but are we going to try some new weird thing that's more than just whiskey? The answer is almost certainly yes. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming.
Yeah, this is awesome. All right, guys. Well, again, Jay, thanks for joining me tonight. This was awesome to hear about your the genesis of Reveries and Provenance and how you've been building that. You've been making some incredible whiskeys. Can't wait to see what you got upcoming, as you just heard. To all the blenders, thank you guys so much for sending in your blends. And congrats to Bo's Wine Guy and also to Wallace for making it through. And congrats to everybody for making it really tough on Jay and I, because it was a really interesting flight. So cheers. Thanks for everything, guys, tonight. And we will see you next week. We have a new guest judge coming on. Somebody that has never appeared on the Master and Drum yet is going to be a guest judge next week. So tune in for that. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey. It's the people you share with. Cheers. And I'll see you guys next week on the Master and Drum. Cheers, folks.
Cheers, man. Thanks for having me. Cheers, everyone.
And rest in peace, Chuck Norris. Cheers, guys.